Hello, welcome back to Zekism. So, Elizabeth Olsen has been doing the rounds, promoting her new film Eternity, and talking about potential Wanda return, which is big news for any fans of Wanda, such as myself. We have not seen Wanda since Multiverse of Madness. I'm not counting the What If animations or the Marvel Zombies stuff. Nothing against those projects, but that's not the return we were looking for. So I don't class them as returns. But yes, Elizabeth Olsen has been speaking in the press, promoting Eternity. Elizabeth Olsen won't act in studio movies if there's no theatrical release. I don't want to make movies where streaming is the end all. We'll get to that as well, because I think those are comments I echo. But Elizabeth Olsen told InStyle magazine as part of a new cover story, she's no longer signing on to Hollywood studio movies that don't have a guaranteed theatrical release. As an indie film darling since the start of her career with 2011's Martha Marcy May Marlene, Olsen is comfortable acting in a movie without distribution that gets sold to a streamer. But her preference is always a theatrical release. If a movie is made independently and only sells to a streamer, then fine, but I don't want to make something where streaming is the end all, Olsen said. I think it's important for people to gather as a community, to see other humans be together in a space. That's why I like sports. It's really powerful for people to come together for something that they're excited about. We don't even audition in person anymore. So, little segue first of all, because I thought it was going to start with the Marvel stuff, but I agree with her wholeheartedly. I think, not just preference, that I think cinemas in general are the best experience for watching a film. That's just my personal preference. I know some people, certainly of the younger persuasion, probably disagree. I'm a massive fan of cinemas in general. I think it would be a real shame if we were to lose cinema in general. The emotional aspect, but also the thrill of going to a cinema. It is, in my opinion, the best way to watch a film. To watch anything really, but I understand TV programs are built for TV audiences. Filmmaking should always be built for the mainstream audiences watching them in a cinema, and you get this, the cinematography, the sound, the everything about it, I think is built for the screen. And when you watch something on your phone, it just doesn't. For me, it's not the same thing. I firmly am in the camp of Elizabeth Olsen here, saying film should be built for the cinema, should be made for the cinema. And then if you watch it at home, you watch it at home. It's fine. But I think there should always be an outlet for them to be able to watch it in, not so much with other people. I don't think that's the driving force. Just the quality of the experience of watching it in the cinema, I would never argue against. And yeah, I agree with Elizabeth Olsen here. Anyway, moving on to Marvel stuff. Since the last outing as the Scarlet Witch in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, courtesy of 2022's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I'll pause there. Multiverse of Madness is, for one, is a film I really enjoy. I enjoy that film. But if you are a fan of Scarlet Witch, if you are a fan of Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch, I find it really hard to defend Marvel here. I think they did that character dirty in that film, really dirty. One of which being how it ends with her supposed death. I don't particularly think it was a death, but on the face of it, it looked like a death. Fair enough, they could argue, oh yeah, but it was a noble sacrifice. I don't think that went far enough. I think anyone who liked her character, watched WandaVision for a start. I maintain WandaVision is one of the best things Marvel's ever done. I really genuinely believe that. And so if you liked the character and you watched that film, you're going, hang on, there's a disconnect here. That doesn't match the thing we saw her last do in Multiverse of Madness. In WandaVision. The thing that we were told was setting up the Multiverse of Madness film. But actually, if you watched WandaVision and then you watched Multiverse of Madness, actually there wasn't really a 1-2 punch connection there, in my opinion. But I think that's a view widely shared by a lot of, especially fans of Wanda. Wanda Maximoff as a character is one of the most interesting characters in the comics. Genuinely flawed, and I guess you saw a little bit of that in Multiverse of Madness. But yeah, the redemption arc didn't feel particularly earned. It's the part of the film I enjoy the least, is how they did Wanda. I think she was a great villain in the film, to be fair, but really menacing and quite scary at times, which that film was, well, if if you ask Scott Derrickson, it should have been more horrific, but whatever. Sam Raimi did an okay job. I like that film. It's very fun. It's a very fun film and a very fun Doctor Strange film. But yeah, I don't like the Wanda aspect of it. I think that character got done dirty a bit. But that's my opinion. Fair enough. Disagree with me in the comments. Moving on. Olsen has made only indie movies such as 2023's His Three Daughters, which I haven't seen, but I've heard is really good. The Assessment of last year, which I have seen, is really good. I really enjoyed that film. I like I like Alicia Vikander especially, but I like the sort of, it's like a dystopian. It's a bit like it's like a side story of The Handmaid's Tale. It's just over there a little bit. They're on a random sort of beach premises in America, I assume. But it's a really interesting film about child. Basically, it's set in the future, and this couple wants to have kids, but they have to be assessed before they can because of the I guess the government or the imposing forces at the time have to regulate everyone, and so they get assessed on. And it's a very, I won't spoil it, but it's a very good film. I enjoy it. His Three Daughters I haven't seen. Was only backed by a streamer, in this case Netflix, although it was given an awards qualifying theatrical release in select theatres. Olsen knows a thing or two about bringing millions of people together in movie theatres thanks to the MCU, where she's played the Scarlet Witch since debuting in the post-credit scene of 2014's Captain America Winter Soldier. Making these films are fun, goofy, it's ridiculous. We're grown people like children on a playground, Olsen told InStyle. We're flying, we're shooting things out of our hands, and it's a character that I've gotten to return to so many times over 10 years. It's good to put her down, and then I miss her, and I want her back. I jump at the opportunity to be in her shoes again. Pause. Jump at the opportunity to be in her shoes again. Is Wanda coming back to the MCU? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I really think there's enough. Well, there's clearly a desire on her part to come back. I think they didn't kill her off as much as they tried to argue they did, and they've got that MCU. I've got it here in my office, the MCU canon book from the films where they say she died. I'm not buying it. I think there's something's not right here. I think she's coming back. I hope it's not a variant, because that would suck. I think this character she's played in the 616 universe for the last 10 years is the character people have, not to be too, but the character that people have fallen in love with. And I think to bring back a variant would be a cheap way of bringing her back. But I think she wants to come back. They clearly want it to come back. If you look online, she's a massive fan favourite. I can't believe they haven't brought her back already, to be honest, especially with the lack of front level star power they've got. I mean, she could have been, if they hadn't stupidly killed her off in that film, and I think it is a stupid decision they made there. She could have been leading this in another multiversal universe. There you go, pun. She could have been leading Phase 5 in the war against Doom, which ultimately is where it's probably going to end up in Secret Wars. That's my theory. I think Secret Wars is probably the likely place we'll see her back. There's a chance she'll appear in Doomsday because they're doing reshoots now. But she wasn't in the principal cast announced. I sort of don't want her to be a cheap sort of cameo in Doomsday either. You want the 616 version of her back. And whatever happened to her when she disappeared at the end of Multiverse of Madness, I think it would be cool to have her reappear in Secret Wars. That sort of makes the most amount of sense. If theories are right that Doom is going to convert the Void into Battleworld, then that would be a great opportunity to have her be present there. Whether an accomplice of Doom, there's a chance, I can see a world where, because there's sort of canon for that in the comics as well, where she's sort of Doom's assistant / romantic interest, which I would hesitate to do the romantic interest part because that would be weird, especially because Doom's Robert Downey Jr. and we've seen it be yeah, I don't think anyone wants to see that, but yeah, this is a tad creepy. But I think bringing her back in Secret Wars makes the most amount of sense as sort of like his more powerful assistant sort of thing, like a Bond villain henchman. That would be cool. That would be a cool dynamic. And whether he's draining her magic, which is what happened in the comics, or the is it the Young Avengers comic, I believe, the Children's Crusade. He was draining her powers for his own use. That would make sense, but obviously she wins the day in the end. Whether she's going to be the person that reinvents the world at the end of it, you know, creates the new universe at the end of Secret Wars that takes us into Phase 7, aka mutants. Whether she revert, you know, obviously no more mutants would not work, because we are going into the mutant era in Phase 7, so that would make... Maybe she does the opposite. Maybe she says loads of mutants. Everyone's a mutant. Let's go. Olsen added about the pros of the MCU. It's consistency of a community and a job, which is hard to find. The insane camera movement, stunt work and special effects, visual effects that are happening in real time. It's a lot of coordination, it's hundreds and hundreds of people on set, and it's a powerful thing to be a part of, all those people working towards one goal. The people doing the visual effects are artists. The soul, the spirit, the heart is fulfilled doing it. It does mean something. I care about the acting being great, and everybody does. Again, I'll pause for sort of editorial. I agree with that wholeheartedly. There's so much hate out there for comic book movies in general, which is so stupid, because it's just one genre of filmmaking. I don't know why you rail against it. Oh, because it's doing well. I see. Or it did well. So, and the hate that the Marvel in particular get for, you know, suspect decision making, fine. Everyone can disagree about the right way to tell a story or the right direction to go in. But I think on the whole, Marvel's done more good work than they have done bad over the consistent 15-year existence. Oh no, it's over that now, 17, 18 years. And so I think they can't have lost all the goodwill in the world over that period. I think I like it when actors, not just involved with Marvel like Elizabeth has been or is hopefully, they come out and defend it, and they go, well, you know what, it's just one genre of film. I don't know why people rail against it. And there is a lot of, it's a proper film. They make, yes, there's a lot of green screen used. We can debate the merits of that. But Avatar uses lots of green screen as well, but that doesn't get the same level of disdain and hate, or, you know, other films like it. So it's a weird, you know, this obviously Martin Scorsese influenced when he railed against it, saying they're not really films. I disagree wholeheartedly. I love Martin Scorsese, respect the man very greatly, disagree wholeheartedly with his points on Marvel films. So it's great to see Elizabeth come out and defend them, because they are genuine films. They are. Go watch Infinity War and don't tell me that Infinity War isn't a film with a lot of heart and a lot of really good storytelling. Yes, it's constructed like some sort of weird hybrid with lots of different stories from lots of different films. Okay, I'll reference others then. Captain America Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man 1. You know, there's lots of films that Marvel have made that have not been sort of, you know, explosion fests with lots of, you know, random interludes and all that sort of stuff. And no, there's been actual scripts written with stories told, great performances from the actors, amazing visual effects. The CGI graphics, which I agree has gone downhill slightly in previous years in phases 4 and 5, slightly. You know, the odd project you go, oh, I wonder who's doing that CGI. But yes, this has turned into a little bit of a mini Marvel rant, or pro Marvel rant, should I say. But yeah, I think I agree with Elizabeth here. The Doctor Strange sequel remains Olsen's last in-person Marvel appearance as the Scarlet Witch. She was recently featured as a voice role in the Disney Plus animated series Marvel Zombies, not counting that. And the next film is Eternity, which looks really good. Not the biggest fan of Miles Teller usually, but I think the film looks really good. If you've seen the trailer, I think it looks like an interesting sort of part The Good Place, part sort of, you know, it's like isn't she fall in love with two people or something like that, or her ex or something like that. Yeah, it's an A24 film, so I always give those a watch because they are usually interesting, if not good. So yeah, that's my comments. Elizabeth Olsen, more than welcome back in the MCU for me. I can't wait to see Wanda return. My theory is that she is going to return, because I think there's a lot here to concretely confirm that she is definitely coming back. I'm actually saying, yeah, I'll be open to coming back. And also the fact that Marvel could really do with her back it, because she's super popular. That would be really cool as well. So yeah, that's my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Please leave me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.